Wow, holy smokes. May 11th is like the first day. We just had sunshine, like right off the bat. But he's hopped up in blue already. He's gonna fire this tractor up. We gotta run down, we gotta get our disc, we gotta get it out of the way, we gotta get our air tanks, we gotta get them brought up here. As you can see, all around here, there's water everywhere and it's still gross. However, the sun is up there somewhere, so we're gonna give it a go. Can you start it, buddy? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nope. Turn it back off. Yeah, I'll go find some booster cables. You wait there. Okay. Just like that. First kick in the face for the day. Although I just found this pin on the ground, so that offsets the fact the tractor won't start. One dead tractor, one found pin. Victories all around. Kind of suspected that all these tractors were dead from sitting over winter. And that one I didn't have running very long. So not everybody is immune to the Kirkfell Farm curse, and Kirkfell Farm is not the only farm that experiences the Kirkfell Farm curse. So I will find some booster cables. Buddy's waiting in there, so we can get things happening. Everything is so muddy around here. I don't think we have to worry about seating today.
Hi, Daddy.
Yeah, bud? Even when they're stuck? Well, Buddy and I, we're just gonna head down now. We're gonna get our disc out of the way, and I'll probably just bring it right back to the yard, and then we'll run back down and get our air tanks for the 2 seed drills. We'll spend the day hooking up those air tanks, getting them all serviced up. I can't imagine any field work happening. It's quite wet. We used to store all the equipment down here, but thank you to Shit Rat Thieves, we can't do that anymore. So the man doors on the side there, they got those pretty much ripped right off. There was one on the back that we put a board across so they couldn't get in, but it wasn't even worth storing stuff down here anymore. It was just too much of a headache. So we store the headers down here, we store the tanks. Really good, especially for our FlexiCoil tank, because it's all steel. So this tank has only ever sat outside 1 year of its life. And I mean, there's virtually no rust on any of it. It's and then every year when we're done using it, we wash it up, let it dry off, and then I put Rust Check in a paint sprayer and I spray the whole thing with Rust Check. So hopefully there's no there shouldn't be much maintenance required for this one. The tank for the Seedmaster drill, that's back here. This tank has never sat outside in its life, so it's virtually new, I guess. It's this one's got the variable rate motors to drive for the when you're seeding, but just for all the hoses, all the wires, the fact it's a plastic tank, you want to keep it inside if at all possible. So we are fortunate enough to have this shed that we can't store our equipment in, so we just keep the headers and the tanks and we put the disc down here just because we had room. So we're gonna get this hitched up, get it back to the yard, and see where the day takes us. Hey, well, good evening. So, was a good day today, I gotta say. Yard's drying up nicely. We were able to get down, as you saw. We got the air tank out. Where is it? Behind that tree over there. That's for the Seedmaster drill. We got the older FlexiCoil tank out for this FlexiCoil drill. And I even got my Seedmaster drill pulled out of the shed. I got the oil changed in blue today. I still got to do the engine filter, blow it out, cab filter, things like that. That Seedmaster drill won't really need any work. All we got to do is hitch it up to the tank, which also won't need any work. These FlexiCoils are they're actually quite a good drill, really. They're very strong. And when we bought this drill in 2006, we bought it for the purpose of seeding peas and canola together. That's something we had done. When we had our box drills, we would just Valmar on the canola, so that's another trip, and then seed the peas through the box drill. But this drill has these, I don't know what you call them, Valmar broadcast attachment or whatever. So there's a little tank on the front there, that little tank right there. You put canola in there, and then it's blown out through these baffles or whatever you want to call them, manifold-ish things. So it just blows the canola onto the ground. Then the drill comes behind it. The peas come out these paired rows. The fertilizer comes out the middle chute, and you're good to go. It's got harrows. We're not harrow people, but those are called harrows. Kind of distribute the soil again as you go. 4-inch packers. It had FlexiCoil blockage monitors on it. FlexiCoil blockage monitors are not good because the way they work was there's a pin that's stuck up in those white hoses, and the seeds would have to hit that pin so it knew that it was seeding. But because the pin was there, bigger chunks of fertilizer, or like if you had a bunch of peas go through the hose at once, that would actually, the pin would cause the blockage. So we switched to full Legend Eggtron. They're like an optic, so they go over the hose and there's no obstruction, and just I don't know, an infrared light or something registers the seed as it's going by. So I took the first year we put them on this drill, we put them on every seed run, and we moved all the factory FlexiCoil monitors back onto all the fertilizer runs. So we actually had quite a few fertilizer runs with blockage. But because those were wired, and they were wired with just the way it was in 1997 when this drill was built, it was getting old, getting brittle, getting cracked. We were having nothing but problems with those monitors. So this year I just took them all off, threw them in a box in there, wrapped up the hose, or all the cords, tucked it back in wherever it is, somewhere in here. And I moved one seed monitor onto the fertilizer tower. So when you see up there, there's two towers close together. The taller tower is the seed runs. The shorter tower is the fertilizer runs. I think there's 8 hoses come off each tower. So now there's 7 of the hoses. 7 of the 8 hoses have a blockage monitor for the seed runs, and 1 of the 8 hoses has a blockage monitor for the fertilizer. Because we don't put much fertilizer with our peas, that's kind of good enough. It's not that critical to know if it's working. And if the blockage monitor quit, then you would potentially have one of these big hoses plugged. That's what you don't want to have happen. So just having one monitor on each tower is enough to tell you if the big hose gets plugged. Odds are we stop enough to fill with peas, because this is not a very big tank. It's a 230 bushel tank. So we're stopping quite a bit to fill with peas, and every time we stop, we check anyways. So not the end of the world. Something like canola, which I seed with this drill, we can seed a lot of acres without, having to stop and refill, especially if we put anhydrous down, then we can put less fertilizer. So it's much more important that this has full blockage monitors and everything like that, because you're stopping way less. But this drill is, like I said, it's pretty much ready to go. It just has to get hooked up. Tractor, I just changed the oil in it. I'm going to close the hood because it's actually starting to spit a little bit. So I'll get this hood closed up. Changing the oil in this one right now. It's just dripping out. And then I will get the air filter out, engine air filter, blow it out. And then that tractor will be ready to go. I can park it off to the side. Tomorrow we'll finish up with this one, get the tank and everything hooked up, and go from there. Well, it's already almost 8 o'clock, so it's 5 to 8. Takes all day. We had a ton of people come for bags and molasses and all that other stuff. It's kind of hard to jump back and forth, but we're getting there. I wasn't able to make any bags today because I needed the tractors to go down to the other shop and get the carts and stuff out of there. I brought the disc up.
So busy day. Hopefully we don't get too much rain. I don't feel like it's going to rain a lot. So a few spits it's definitely unwanted, but it won't make or break it. So need some WD-40 in there. As always, to those who are watching, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we should get all the drills ready to roll, and we'll get them parked out on the field there. We might even put some peas in this one and put some wheat in the other cart. Go to town, maybe get a load of fertilizer. See how it goes. So enjoy your night. See you all on the next one.